So we are here.
Bring it down a little bit more. Guys, as you come in, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Y'all know I always sing the same song. Yeah, that looks much better. We're waiting for the notification to get sent out. Guys, I'm so cold. I'm so cold. And I got itis. So this is not going to be a long live because we just got done eating dinner and I'm tired already. But nonetheless, guys, we told you that we will be here and we are here. Welcome, everyone. We got one person already in the building.
All right, Lisa
What's
Queen
up,
B14.
Lisa
Oh,
Queen,
go on.
hey.
Yeah, I did, my friend. All right.
Thank you. You hit that thumbs up.
All right, that way.
We know that maybe not a lot of people are going to be on this live just because it is Andre&Tiera's World. But
And
nonetheless, right, and it's late. But we appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all being here this
Yeah,
late.
Lucia,
Yeah, y'all
lover.
spilling in. That's what's up.
Big up yourself. Make sure you like up the live as you follow the. Just
Let me
click
see
the
if I
like
can
button.
come on the live now.
Let me see something else.
Here, eating romance.
You say notification. I send out all no.
Well, if not, it's okay.
No.
Thumbs up already. Yes, thank you so
Yeah,
much for thumbs
yeah.
up. Hey, Yanni, what's
Natural
good? What's
Empress.
good?
Big up yourself, Natural Empress. Thanks for forwarding.
Mm-hmm.
I understand how YouTuber do so.
Maybe because they like, I forgot about this channel, y'all. Y'all forgot y'all had this
Gotcha.
channel, huh?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we got 3 people on the live right now. Nonetheless, we still want to, do our vlog and everything as usual, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Miss Evans. Mommy Wise, how was the
dump?
dumplings? They were delicious. Delicious. I
I
have
go on
itis
the
right
Egyptian
now.
lioness, Lucia lover.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little tired, y'all. Like, for real. Instantly after eating the food, I'm like, I want to go to sleep. But we're here. We're just going to have a quick discussion with you all. We want to talk about what makes our marriage work. And guys, as always, this is just our opinion. This is our lives. So, this may not work for everyone else.
Right.
It's not like this, that. It's just things that we do as a couple, what we think works for us. So, maybe you could take a few pointers and you can use it for your own relationship. If not, cool. But we just want to have a discussion with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. We
Right,
really
Daddy
wanna,
Wise?
Yeah, definitely. We just really want a couple more people coming on the live and stuff. I don't know why YouTube now send out none of
Miss
notifications.
Evans say, Egyptian Lions, you made it. Yeah, she made it. She made it.
Wrong sitting this day I look.
What?
Because this is an actual channel.
Oh, but we should still get an alert. Did
But-
you guys get the notification
Yeah,
that we went live, or y'all just was waiting around?
Yeah.
Let us know. But we normally still get it, don't we?
No, but this is the actual channel. Look, see it? It shows us live now.
Yeah, I know.
So now I get no notification from this video. Because it's signing as the actual thing.
Oh.
But you supposed to get that
Okay,
notification.
Miss Evans said she got it. Yes, I did. Okay, yes.
So
got
check
it.
that again,
All
babes.
right.
Check your
Where? I'm on ours too.
No. Yeah, get off of it.
That's what I'm about to do.
And go up on a different channel. And then hold on, let's check the notifications. No, not this babe. Opposite, yeah. And
Yeah, right there.
see it there?
2
Click-
minutes
yeah,
ago.
click
All
that.
right, so people are
Yeah,
getting
so it
All
sent
right,
out.
that's cool,
Let
yeah.
me take that back.
As long as we know that YouTube sent it out, we good with that.
Yeah.
So I think we should just jump right into it rather than waiting for
Yeah,
people.
yeah. We're not gonna waste too much time. I forget right tonight. So babes, you want to just kind of discuss it to yourself and then tie in everybody.
Definitely.
Maybe you ask me the same question and then me give you my version and you give me. Thank you guys for a shout out for my hobby channel, Mentee Movement. Yeah, man, a simple match that, man. Triple
Right.
KB. You don't know the
Thank you
thing,
for
go.
being here and supporting us. We
Yeah.
appreciate you.
You
Definitely.
support we are we're willing to support you as well. It's
Vice
called
versa.
reciprocity.
Right. of
So
course.
big up yourself and that's not a problem. You hear that?
So I guess I'll start the conversation as far as what makes our marriage work. So I'm going to start with just my point of view, I guess, and not digging too deep into it. But I know basically, and this is not just our relationship, this is everyone. Compromise is a big thing. I know I sing on that a lot because I feel like compromising is something that you have to do when you decide to become one with someone, because the other person that you're with is not always going to agree with you. It's not always going to be like you, basically. So a lot of times you have to accept that they are different. They have a different mind than you, and just go from there. Sometimes you got to pick your battles. You got to say, you know what? I'm going to lose this one on purpose just so my significant other can feel this type of way, or vice versa. Because if you don't know how to compromise and you always want things to be your way, or if you say, this is just the way that I am and this and that, it's not going to work. to me, is not going to work. You know, you have to know when to say, you know what, I'm going to step down right now, and you could be the winner, or you could be the person that's right, or whatever the case is, and I'm going to just sit back sometimes, because, you know, I think that's a big thing in a relationship. And it also shows love when you don't always have to be the right person, or you don't always have to be the big person. You know, when you're able to take a standstill sometime and let your partner make moves. So that's one thing that I think helped us in our relationship. You know, a lot of times, personally, I compromise for my husband. I know that he also compromised with me in many different ways, not just in relationship, but just in life, period. You know, when Daddy Wise didn't have a green card, I had to go work. I had to go and be out there. I had to come out of school and find a job and work, even though he was working. But, you know, I had to say, you know what, this is not the time for me to really just say, all right, I'm just going to do this and forget about his situation, because we were this. So I also had to think about that too. I couldn't just think about my life and my path, because we were this. So I had to think about our life and our path and say, maybe right now I can't go to school and I can't finish school, but, you know, I'm going to try to plan on going back, which I didn't go back yet, but that's a different story. But, you know, just compromising, doing things for the betterment of you guys and not just yourself.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with, you know, with what you say, and, you know, you share your opinion on it. As far as me, it's not going to be a contrast, because I kind of more so may add my opinion to it as well. As far as me feel at the glue, I feel like I do agree about the compromise. I feel like also great sex is also a good thing. Showing love and affection are some of the things that make our marriage work. The way how
great sex.
Great sex.
Great.
Yeah.
Period. I'm just playing.
Not just good, but great. You know.
But great. Okay.
You know, you have that, you know, intrinsic connection with that individual that is, to me, kind of sacred. You know what I mean? And you know, having that sense of affection that is very much real and strong. You know, having a sense of understanding. You know, me I deal with sometimes knowing how to listen. You know. And not just run your goddamn mouth all the time, because that can just stir up more issues. You know what I mean? So, them little thing there, honestly, I kind of find in my woman, because she the opposite of me too. I feel like looking for the opposite is the best way.
Opposites attract.
You know what I say?
Yeah.
Because if somebody is too much like me, I think we're gonna bump heads even more.
Yeah,
more.
true.
You know what I mean? And one of the next thing is that my wife balances me. And I just the other day we even have a little scenario where I play it out and I say, babes, I know this is the balance. Because I say, my wife will do something and then me do it different. But different in the sense that she needs to be that way, and of course daddy has to be daddy. So it ties into, you know, the whole
balancing
parenting, you know, the parenting aspect. Whether, you know, and that plays a huge role. You know what I mean? I say it really does play a huge role. And I think just, you know, kind of talking about some of these, just few things are just some of the things that make our marriage work. And of course, I feel like, bottom line, just having just that genuine love, care, and compassion for that individual is what truly, you know, make it work. You know?
I think that's what holds you guys together, or hold us together, or just a relationship together. Having that love, because, you know, you're not going to go through so many things in life with someone if you really and truly don't love them. You know, I feel like you're not going to be willing to put up a fight for them or to go through certain things if you don't love them. Sooner or later, you're going to be like, you know what, F it, I'm done. I don't really care for this person like that, and I'm putting too much effort into this for what, when I really don't care. But when you have that love for someone, and even when they work on your nerves, you know, that love is still there, and it pulls you back towards them, you know, it pulls you with them some way, somehow, because you do love them and you want to see the best for them. So even when you don't like them, you still love them. So I think that's what helps hold you guys together. At least it helped us, because, guys, we've broken up came back together, broken up, came back together, all still being married. So, you know, even when we said we're done, it's too much, love brought us back together. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Natural Empress, I believe Aquarius or Capricorn. Yeah, I'm Capricorn. Daddy wise sign is Capricorn.
I guess it's supposed to be like the waves. I always do that. I'm sorry.
When it comes on to the whole aspect of, you know, compromise, you know, it can be tricky at times because sometimes you're so caught up in just your own way, and you don't want to bend. You know what I say? You don't want to bend. You don't want to see another side. And I think where we are now, we have gotten better. But of course, we do have issues. We do have arguments today. But I think those arguments, personally, is just as a result of just like, you know, stress and all them frustrations and everything. But I don't think it's a thing where it's to the extreme. You know what I say? Because you know, we still care and nurture and take care of each other.
Right.
You see what I say? We look out for each other. Yeah, we say some hurtful things to each other at times. But I think, you know, this might sound kind of crazy. Sometimes in those moments when you F up, you learn to appreciate your female more or your spouse more and whatever, because there must come a time when you say, all right, you know what, let me see where I may have done something wrong in that situation. Because sometimes in that moment, you're not going to worry about wanting to be sincere and apologetic and all of that. You want to win the fight. You know what I mean? But then when you calm down, you're like, all right, you know what?
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, and let me go try to mend the wounds and try to, you know, be forgiving if I need to be forgiving on my part, and try to see if I could gain the same kind of energy, which is to gain that forgiveness as well. You know, though sometimes it can take a while. You know what I said? There come a time when we know I have to put certain things to the side.
Yeah, especially when you have a family and it's not just a relationship, because that changes a lot, you know. When you have if it was just me and Andre, our life would be probably totally different than what we have when we have, now that we have kids. You know, a lot of times when we have arguments or whatever the case is, we have to stuff it. Not saying that we stuff it under the rug and forget about it, but sometimes we have to hold back because we have our children right there. You know, we have our children watching us. And that's the last thing that we want to do, is to show them that this is our love by arguing and being mad at each other. Even though we have those moments, because we're not perfect at all.
Right.
So I'm not saying that we don't argue in front of the kids, because we definitely say some things. But at the same time, we're learning to try to at least not do things in front of the kids, because I don't want that to be their norm. So, you know, if it was just us, we'd probably be going back and forth a lot. But now that we do have children, we try to learn to respect each other and respect ourselves also, the way that we act during arguments and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's definitely important too. I would say respect. That is a big thing, a big thing, guys. That's like top thing for me, along with trust and communication, all that stuff. But I feel like respect is a big thing, because if you don't respect your spouse or respect your relationship, there's no sense of you even being in the relationship. Because to me, disrespect is the ultimate no. If you're willing to disrespect your woman or your spouse in front of people, or just do things that you know that your spouse wouldn't feel comfortable with, and you don't care, you're just like, I don't care, they be all right, then that to me is not love. You know, you got to show them respect even when you're angry. You got to show them respect even when you're in love with them. It should always be something that, you know, bottom line, I'm not going to say certain things. I'm not going to call them certain names, because I know it's disrespectful and I know it's not something that they want. So I'm going to learn to tame my tongue and say things that's not so disrespectful, you know? Yes, respect is key. It definitely is, Lisa, like for real, because no woman wants to be with a man that calls her a B every time he gets upset. To me, that's just disrespectful for no reason. Even if you guys are in a heated argument, it doesn't even have to go that far. Or, you know, just being extra with it. Because to me, that's like some things, even though you say it and then later on you say that you're sorry, it doesn't mean that basically the other person should just accept it just because you said sorry. Because sorry is just a word. And even though those things are also words, but it's also respect that goes behind it. Cross boundaries, right? There has to be boundaries that you guys are willing to not cross when it comes to certain things, and boundaries that y'all just know that, you know, yeah, we have an argument who got to do the dishes or whatever the case is, but that doesn't mean that I'm a B or he's this, he's that. We have to know our limits also. So I think that's a big thing that a lot of people sometimes forget when they're upset, you know, and that can be hurtful. Even though you said it in the moment of being angry or whatever the case is, but we also still have to remember that respect goes a long way.
Yeah, and you know, speaking of respect, it goes reciprocally because you know, we don't like for yourself, not do it to others.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
true.
And you have to also think, you know, if we ever perpetuate that something here, then we're not do that something here for love.
Right.
You know, man. So we do that something here for a totally different intent. You understand? Well, of course, if you approach the thing with the idea, come I say idea now, it becomes an idea because where you exhibit on a daily or on a regular is contrary to what you said you're actually in it for. You know, so I always kind of keep you know, our minds in the right place and like I said, you know, I am nowhere near the perfect. It's honestly every day it's a game of trying to be more calm and selective and of course respectful. And I'm being very honest here because maybe what I said can probably, you know, hit somebody else and it can,
It's a process.
You know,
It definitely
get to you know you as well. So you know what I mean, we just have to learn to be respectful to each other and also learning how to, you know, man, say like how to be considerate, how to be mindful as well. You know, man, say, and you know sometimes we have to, you know, not just always trying to fuel a fire when the fire is already lit. You know, sometimes we have to know, you know what, we just, you know, let me not pour any more kerosene oil in that. Because me pouring more kerosene oil is going to cause a major flame.
Fire, right?
You know what I mean? So, I say all of them things, you know, be people because these are, you know, of course, some of the things that we will still go through. Nonetheless, the fact that we can talk about these things is, to me personally, kind of show a sense of maturity.
Yeah,
and growth, you know?
Right,
That
I
we can,
definitely agree, right.
you know, kind of move on from certain things. That are my next thing. I think one of the things that will also make a marriage work is also trying to let go of some of the old things that you guys argue about.
Yes.
And also the willingness to accept and move on. I almost say accept an apology, accept a sense of positivity. Don't take it and turn it into something negative. Then you're gonna go right back to square one. You know what I say? And it's something that you know, we've seen, we've experienced, and all that.
Yeah, us bringing up
You
the
know what I mean?
past, and only thing that is done is hurt each other all over again. Open up a can of worms all over again. You know, it took a lot, especially for me as a woman. You know what I mean? It's easy for me to be like, well, 2 years ago you did this, or you said that, and blah, 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 blah. It's easy for us as women to just bring up stuff like that. Hey, Awa Passy. But, you know, when I came to a point that I realized that there's no sense in me bringing those things up. Either I'm going to accept what happened to me in the past and just move smarter and know that, all right, we're in this relationship now, and I can't bring up things that happened to us on my end or his end because it's not going to make things better. It was like, you know, it used to haunt me. But now that I say, you know what, I don't care about that stuff. That's in the past. Now, if something happened now, then that's who we fighting. But, you know, it happened in the past, so I'm going to get over it and I'm going to accept it. We just have to do better. That's how I see it, you know. As long as I see that we're taking steps to do better and we're getting there and we're working together, then the past means nothing to me.
Yeah.
You know, it means my hands are clean with the past as long as I see that we're moving forward and we're doing better. So I definitely agree on that, Daddy Wise. Just, yeah, we're going forward, not backwards, definitely. Now, it's hard sometimes. It's hard to move forward when you're still hurt. So a lot of times we have to find a way to heal our hearts because the person that most likely, you know, did things to you, they're going to get over it. you know, they're going to be okay eventually. So a lot of times we have to find ways to heal our hearts and to get over it and to be okay with ourselves before we can move on. So that's another thing that I want to mention. You know, a lot of times, in our relationship, a lot of times it felt like I didn't forgive myself for things that I accepted from my husband. Does that make sense? Yeah. I didn't forgive myself for the things that I accepted from him. So when I start talking up and saying, no, I don't like this, or no, I don't want this, or when I was able to accept things within myself or to do things more so for myself, I was willing to love more. I was willing to be more open and everything else. And I'm not always looking to him to make me happy. I was able to make myself also happy. And, you know, so yeah, I think that's kind of like how I feel. When you're able to look within yourself and make yourself happy, then I feel like your heart is just going to smile all the time, and you're willing to, you know, take in the love from other people too, because we can't look to other people to make us happy. So, yeah.
Now, one of the things that we more so touch upon, which I think, you know, as much as though it relates to our relationship in particular, I personally would recommend that this is something that you look for. And, you know, would assume say a lot of people look for the same thing. You know, you have to make sure you say the person that you're with, you know, has a particular goal, have some ambition. You know what I say? You know, and the goal to some degree, you know, have some kind of commonality as far as where you're headed, what are some of the objectives, future plans, and, you know, the name of the game is to be productive.
Yes.
You can't be counterproductive and is with that individual, because I don't have a miserable, you just have to enjoy the pleasures of the physical until that get tired, that just get old and worn out. And, you know, it's just a thing when we did have to kind of highlight the fact that, you know, we have to have a system
like
of
common grounds or something.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So like that common element as far as we're in our head, what kind of work I put in. You get to me, I deal it. Are you guys working together on the same goal or a common goal?
Right.
You know what I say? Are you supporting each other's goals and dreams, personally speaking?
Yes.
You know what I say?
Yep.
How do we do that?
Yeah.
Are we even doing that? Because I personally feel like I've been getting support from my wife. You know, she's encouraged me in with Dancehall Critics, for example. That's just one thing. And of course, I believe that I reciprocate the same energy when it comes to peaceful ambition and all of that. You know what I say? Because I see that my wife believes in that very much, which of course I'm glad that she is at that point. You know what I say? So, excuse me. And it's the same for Critics, how she sees it here, and you know, provide assistance.
We push each other, right?
And them thing there, and you know, we get on each other. You know what I mean? And when we say get on each other, sometimes it can be calm, sometimes it can be argumentative. But the aim or the whole intent, of course, is of course for a sense of positivity. Really, I want to see you better. So get your ass up and go do it, man. Stop playing type. You know.
Right.
And then guess what? Once you're doing it, I'm gonna be happy. And guess what? Beyond that, whatever marker you made now, more and push a little more and say, you know what, you did
don't
this.
Stop there,
So I see that you have the potential to do even more. So go ahead and do more. You know what I say? So, you know, that I just look on it. Love is why.
That's so true.
Love is love. Why my common goal. Each is different, but together makes one.
So true. So true. You want to read some of these comments? Because we ain't read no comments yet. Start from the top.
Yeah, probably top there.
So we're going to read some comments, guys, because y'all been throwing them in here and we haven't read anything. The first comment that I think we should read as far as on the topic, thank you guys for the shout out. So true, very wise. This is true of any and all relationship. Egyptian Lioness said, good, loving, truth, emotional support, and communication. So true. Emotional support is a big thing for me also, because, you know, just because someone, how should I say this? Just because someone has a certain face and they seem like they're okay, it doesn't mean that they're always okay. So sometimes, especially with your spouse, you should be that person that they should not have to show that face to. They should be able to come to you and say, you know what, I'm not okay. I want to talk to you about my emotions or how I feel. Or if you see, your wife with her head down or saying something, you're there not only to just talk, but you're also there to listen. Like what Daddy Wise said earlier, you're also there to listen and to listen to their emotions, to let them know that just because you want to show everyone out in the streets that you're okay and you have to put on this happy face and everything, when you're at home, you're able to talk to me. I'm able to be that shoulder that you need to lean on to cry on. So I definitely agree with you, Egyptian Lioness. Emotional support is a big, big thing, especially for me because I'm an emotional person, guys. Not saying that I cry about everything or whatever the case is, but I'm a little delicate with my emotions, especially now that I'm learning to express myself in a different way rather than balling things up, because that's what I did. I used to ball things up and just keep it inside me. Just like, oh, I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good. And I just thought that was a way that I was taking care of my emotions, but it wasn't. If anything, it was making it worse. So, when you have that significant other, knowing that you can come to them and truly talk to them and truly know that they want to hear how you feel is a big thing. So yes, Egyptian Lioness, you hit that right in the bull's eye.
I think Triple KB said even when you don't like, so I guess she that quote and said even when you don't like a person,
you still love them. So true.
She like that, isn't it?
Thank you.
It is a learning process. Chin Brown says it's a learning process. That is why some things happen for you to learn. You know what I mean? Which I definitely agree. I think honestly, for me at this point, life is a perpetual learning process. You learn new things every day.
Yeah.
And if it's not exactly every day, a new moment may arise and just different things, may pop up right in your brain and right in front of you for you to be like, oh man, all these years I never even knew that, and dang it. You know what I mean? Just different scenarios or different things. Experiences can teach you things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So definitely agree with that. You see me? Natural Empress.
Okay, where are you at right now?
Right, that's
okay, Chin Brown. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I said Natural Empress. Omar did say my pass through. Omar Garden. Big up Omar Garden for pass through.
Thank you, you see, Leon said, respect the process.
Yep.
Right. You can't rush it, guys. You cannot rush it. It's a process. It definitely is. And all you can do is take it one day at a time and stick with it. If you give up too fast, you never know what you're giving up.
Big up iPebbles, not the host.
Hey, iPebbles. What's up? You up late, huh?
Natural Empress said the correct thing to do is if you do argue in front of them, you apologize in front of them.
Yes.
Simple.
I love that. And a lot of times when we do have an argument, I go to the kids and say, guys, I'm sorry that y'all had to see this. Sometimes mommy and daddy get upset with each other and blah, blah, blah. Not saying that I have to explain myself to my children, not at all. But at the same time, I want them to know that people do argue. People do get upset. Mommy and daddy are only human, but at the same time, we still love each other. And I also want to apologize to them because it's not something that they necessarily have to see or have to hear all the time. Right. So I do say sorry to them, but
I do too, because I be going to, I guess we probably do it individually. But regardless, we actually have that thought to want to be sincere and apologetic to our children as well, because I think they're important to us. And the way how they think is also a part of our job to curb some of the things that they think, because they're learning still. They're learning life. And we
Through
have
us.
to, right, exactly. A huge deal is on us, because we have to, know what to put out there for them to emulate.
Right.
You understand what I said? And that is very big. Trust
As future husbands and
you know
wives.
what I mean? Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're going to have, like you said, spouses and girlfriends or whatever, have that moment to experience for themselves as well.
Exactly.
They have to be equipped to know how to move and maneuver their way around and through things and know how to handle things. So I definitely agree, and I try to explain some of the same things to them, like, hey, mommy and daddy do argue at times, but hey, it happens, and it doesn't mean we're perfect at all, because we're not perfect by no means.
Right.
We just don't agree on things all the time. And this is going to be a thing that happens from time to time. It's natural.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what I explained to
And
them.
it's also going to happen to you when you get in a relationship. So I don't want them thinking that, oh, it's just my parents argue. No, people argue all over. Just because you don't see it, people argue. People argue, and it's normal, and you're going to go through it too. But it's when you can get through it and you guys can sit down and talk that matters. So we definitely try to stress that to our kids too. Let me see. Nikki Unstoppable says, so true. Let the past stay in the past. Who am I reading?
No,
Leon's?
you should read. Well, you could read Leon.
I skipped a lot of people, didn't I?
Yeah, you skipped.
I think as I was here. Okay, respect the process.
Malika.
We said that.
Malika.
Okay, Malika said also what goes on before a couple should stay. Oh, what goes on between a couple should stay between each other. And that's so true, Malika. You know, I feel like a couple should have their sacred moments, their secret things about each other that no one else knows about one another. No one else outside of them know about them. You know, because this is my significant other. Andre knows just about everything that I can think of about me. So, you know, and vice versa. So, you know, when it comes down to us having an argument or a disagreement out in the street or around people, the last thing I'm going to say is, you peed your bed since you was 8. Remember you told me that? I'm just playing. So, you know, you want to just keep things in between you guys and not tell the whole world, because if the whole world knows everything about you, then what's the point of having a relationship? What's the point of trying to be private? So I agree with that, Malika. For real. You want to read Leon's comment?
Yeah, Mr. Leon's. I think him say you'll try the shoe on the other foot strategy.
Yeah.
He's a man say see how you'd feel. So you have an idea of how the other person feels. Then listen.
I love that, Leon.
Very insightful.
I feel like we need to use that. The shoe on the other foot. Just take a moment to sit back and think about how I felt about the situation. We're going to try that, Leon. Because I think that's something that we can try and really do.
It's not that hard. People, I'm telling you something. I see Rels White and somebody else, Empress, Natural Empress, not that hard. Yeah, it can be very difficult in a relationship, just about anyone at all.
Especially when you mad.
Long-term relationship and all of them something there. You know, people grow, people change, all of that. When I think about all of these different factors where, you know, I say kind of tie into the whole, you know, perpetual differences that you may have or differences in opinion and all of that. Yo, as me I grow older, I'm forming new, you know, opinions and new, you know, ways of thinking and so forth.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, I go and dance now, big up yourself, my general, I know the thing go up. Yeah. So them things are very much real. I don't think there will be a situation where, you know, we'll find an absolute perfect crystal. No. You gotta have something when I disagree with, or because I say that because I feel like it's natural to happen because we're human.
Yeah.
You know what I say? Well, now I gotta agree upon everything. You know what I say?
Not at all.
So, you know, that's just how I feel about it. And, you know, just love and happiness. Just love and happiness is a facade, honestly. Just love and happiness are what we strive for. See,
But
yet
it's not always that every
that's
day.
not always the case. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have other things that can affect that love and happiness.
To be honest, yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it's not even, it ain't even got nothing to do with you as an individual imperfection. It's just like sometimes even frustration can be like, yo, boom, a response like, yo, boop, it's a big old thing, and it
miscommunication or
you know,
something like that.
It be something as simple as that, you know what I mean? And it doesn't mean we're not working, because we're very much working, but in those moments you can say, well, I don't want to be too frustrated, make we go on so.
Right.
And they will probably all agree, hold hands, hug and then could think cuddle and you know, I say talk about even some, you know, positive things. No, it is.
I want to read some of their comments because they've been saying all types of stuff. Ebony said, going forward, not looking backwards. So true, Ebony. Listen, if y'all have to put so much work and thought into it, seek counsel. It shouldn't be that difficult. So I got a question for you. How do you say his person name?
What I say, Rels White.
Rels White. Hopefully I'm saying your name right because I see a lot of comments here from you. Scream, cry, talk, move on. Simple if you think y'all belong together. So Rels White, honestly, to a certain extent, and in a perfect world, you know, you can say that. We talked it over, we're good now, but we're all humans.
And then, all right, sorry, babe, I just make a comment. Rel, honestly, in a perfect world, like with your sense of reality also is how you look at it.
Right.
And how you have your situation. You can't necessarily say, boy, oh, maybe because of how me think, this is how it's supposed to be, or else. No. You have to be more open minded. You have to be mindful of the fact that people think very differently from you, first and foremost. See? And everybody's situation is uniquely different.
Yeah.
You understand what I deal with? Because, like, trust me, when you're not dealing with one problem here, you go over there, so you're gonna deal with a whole totally different kind of problem. And trust me, dealing with human beings, like, I know that we're not perfect. And at times we're going to clash. I don't give a damn if it's this woman or the white, black,
Anybody. Right.
These things are normal and natural. You see what I say? So the whole utopia kind of something the way I try, kind of give us that kind of idea. They say, oh, if you don't argue, of course people can argue over dishes. You know what I say? No, the question is, how far do you take the argument?
Right.
And, is that going to be the end of the marriage?
No.
Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's, I feel like that's normal.
Right.
Like, it's kind of like, think about it this way. You have a kid, see? And your child now here, or your child will do this and your child will do that. You get on your child. You see what I say? You get on your child and, you know what I mean? You can't pay a bill today. You're going to argue about it?
No, not at all.
I don't necessarily say argue about it, but here's the thing what can come up as a result of that bill there. Frustration can seep in, and me might go so boom now and probably lock the door and lock it good. And my woman probably feel a way about something in that regard, and boom, it's an argument.
It can be an argument, right?
You have to understand these things, You see what I say? We can't be so like
black and white.
Nah, bro, this shit ain't simple-minded shit.
Right.
This is real life scenarios that occur every goddamn day.
Right.
You know what I mean? And trust me, I want real for go and pull legs, because trust me, there's no perfection in a marriage or a relationship for that matter. You know what I mean? And there are moments, and it's good when you can even all, I say like, no, say, all right, you know what? We know we're not perfect, It's good when you can exercise the whole idea of forgiving, talking things over. You know what I mean? And know say, yo, when we do them something here, this is a help strengthen we.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And despite the imperfections in an individual, in that particular individual, I still love this person.
Exactly.
I love this woman, and this woman loves me. You see what I deal with? I just you pray the thing for real. You look at it.
Right. Let me read some more comments here. Keisha, I'm gonna get to your comment in a second. So Natural Empress said, "Love is simple. Folks make it complicated. It's not that hard." Well, Natural Empress, I guess Daddy Wise kind of answered that, and I'll tell you guys this: love is complicated. Love is not simple at all. Because people come from different backgrounds, different beliefs, different mindsets, love can be one thing to you and not to another person. Or love can be portrayed a certain way from one person to another and not the other. There's different love languages. There's different ways that people show love. So when people say love is simple, love is this, love is that, it's really not, because there's a lot of factors that can go into love. So maybe for you it's easy, cool, but not for everybody.
Yeah, and then it's like, it kind of like, so me I get the idea, say, yo, all right, we have two local disagreement, then this is not for us. Then we leave. Nah, bro, like that
that's
kinda,
not love to me.
That kind of mentality there is like, you want a splurge, you want a spree, like, all right, let me see if I get some kind of perfection here.
Yeah.
And maybe your sense of perfection is a facade, a fallacy.
Right.
Like, that's how I look at it.
That's so true.
You know what I say? Like, there's so much marriages that is not perfect.
Right.
You know what I say? And through the imperfections, years grow on it. People still get their gifts, or, the sincerity is still, like reciprocated in the marriage. Affection is still there. And, all these different things that also help
it's
to
all part of
make
love.
a relationship. It's there. But, of course, the part where we're human also exists.
Is there, you're right.
And the part where we also don't agree on everything also exists. And I think it takes two people who really genuinely want to be together, to be able to disagree but still perpetuate their love and happiness for each other.
True.
And, you know, I just hope me look on it. Yeah, finances is the number one reason why people argue in a marriage.
And can ruin your
and
marriage.
can ruin your marriage.
Nikki, yes it is. Yes
You
it
know?
is. Let me read some more comments. Ebony said, it's hard because we are flawed individuals with our own opinions, philosophies, and upbringings. So meshing both takes work. And that's so true, Ebony.
Of
you
course.
are right.
Understanding your tendencies, you know, trying to figure out if you want to, you know, deal with this part, because, all right, you might have the part that imperfect, but then the part of your character that nice, and then couple more part nice. So, boy, John, you know, so we really got look a knockhead right there, so, but down them part are nice still, you know, me work with it, man. Me work with
And
the
that's
imperfection.
love. Yeah.
Because me see through that imperfect. What, just because she do that different from me, me not go deal with her, or me I go eat her or whatever, I'm just not, no, dog. That,
Yeah.
I mean, I go just walk out the door because we have a disagreement. That don't make sense to me at all.
Right.
You see me?
Right.
You just said it. There are different
Wait, don't
love.
read those. Yeah, we behind.
Oh.
We're going to get to those comments. I want to read Keisha's comment now. Keisha said, my ex-husband and I were dating in middle school. We divorced last year after being together since we were 12 and 13. Wow. I wish we would fight harder. We would have fight harder for our marriage. Fight harder to make our marriage work. Keisha, I'm so sorry that you're feeling that way, but you know, just the fact that you guys were together for so long since kids, that's a big thing. You know, I don't know your status or your ex-husband's status now, but you guys share something that no one else, you know, other than you two can share. So, you know, if you guys can mend that relationship, then maybe you should try, because just because you're divorced doesn't mean that you guys can't get back together. You know, you can't move on. iPebble said communication is key. True. Natural Empress, we make it complex is what I'm saying. Love itself is very straightforward to a certain extent. Let me see. Ebony said, overthinking, you're asking to validate my comment. I don't want to get into the back and forth, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we can agree to disagree, but I mean,
right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, the way or you think, you're not gonna sway me into thinking or the way that or you think. But not think that way the bad man or female, whoever the person is.
Right.
You saw me I did it, and that's why I reason out, you know, some of the other ways to look at the situation. You saw me I say, because of course love is not easy, and a relationship and a marriage is not nowhere perfect, man.
Especially when you're loving someone unconditionally.
I mean,
that's a big thing. You know, unconditionally, that means no matter what, you love this person. You know, you can pick and choose when you love some people, but when you say, I'm going to love this person unconditionally, that can be the hardest thing sometimes. Lisa Queen B said, those little arguments usually stem from something bigger. So true. Triple KB relationship, as my hubby just said, is a job itself. Yes, it is. We're together now for 13 years, and it gets tough sometimes. Guys, 12 years right here. 12 years, and it's never been, I'm not saying it's never been just an easy moment, because we definitely have some great times.
Oh, yeah.
Some beautiful times together. But also, it's also been a struggle, too.
Damn. A girl that said marriage is a facade, folks. Folks get caught up in that term. Marriage is actually a business transaction, hence the reason why you're given a marriage license. It has nothing to do with love.
No, I kind of agree with that, because marriage is just a word.
I mean, yeah, it's a title.
But not saying it's a title, but not saying that it's
now
not real.
I beg to differ. The thing about it is, whether it's whether you consider it to be a business or whatever, the fact of the matter is, I'm with somebody and I love them.
Right.
Whether we do the
marriage
whole
or
wedlock,
not.
this, that, whether it be a cohabitation or what, I'm with somebody and I love them. So even if we want to say, all right, let's throw the marriage out the door and talk about just being in a relationship, is being in a relationship a facade? Because technically it's the same shit. Really, you just add some ties to it and put some more stuff to it, which doesn't take away from the fact that I love my woman, and at times she's imperfect, and at times I'm imperfect too.
Right. Well, I agree with Natural Empress. She said that basically my point is love doesn't need to be defined as marriage. And that's so true. And we're not saying that you have to be
Yeah.
married to show love, not at all.
No.
But love sometimes can lead to marriage, you know, but it's not something that is not for everyone.
Right, right.
So it's just a title, of course. But if you decide to take that title on, you should take it very serious. But you don't have to be married to say that you're in love. Not at all.
Right. I know that we allude to at all. You know,
Yeah.
we're real. I'm not say real. It easy. Well, real I say boy, being in a relationship is easy. On the contrary, we're gonna argue for the whole night.
Right.
On the contrary, it can be very, very challenging. You know what I'm saying? Commitment, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. See, that's the thing now. You see, individually now, everybody have a different, particular mindset. You know what I say? It sounds like some boy, Natural Empress and Rel could have probably been in a relationship together because
No, they couldn't.
Because
Y'all too much.
they-
Y'all too much.
you know,
Y'all gonna be arguing about what this is and what this is not.
no
Y'all
man, they're
some
not gonna argue
philosophers.
because if they argue, they're gonna left each other right away.
Right. Because it's supposed to be easy, right?
Yo, Rel and Natural Empress. Me know say any all the clash. It's like say, let's say for example, in your relationship. Just be happy with each other. That's it. Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Of course, that's unconditional love, though.
Yeah.
But it's not always gonna be happy moments.
Right. What I say in the midst of us, of course, as we have
They'll divorce real fast. I know, Lisa.
But me like them challenge tonight.
I don't mind it, honestly. I'm going to go back up a little bit and read some of these. All what Patsy said, we're living real life, I guess. Real life and things happen, and we have misunderstandings. So true.
Yeah,
Yes.
of course.
Leon said, knowing that people aren't perfect, yourself included, yes, Leon, yourself included, makes forgiveness and compassion easier. That's so true.
That's true.
Because when you know that, all right, myself, I may,
okay.
yeah, a little further up. And I know within myself that I'm not perfect. You know, I'm going to do things that's going to be just as bad as what my husband's going to do. But sometimes you have to look within yourself
Right.
and to say, all right, let me calm down, because maybe when I calm down, he'll calm down. And you know, that's a different way of showing love too.
That's true.
So you're so right, Leon, for real. All what Pastor said, love is hard, and that's the worst pain you can feel when love hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Yo, Real and Natural Empress. Now get me wrong, make me understand what else is still.
Right. We understand what you're saying, but by no means am I going to say, oh, love is simple. Just say you love someone and life is a nice rainbow. No, not at all. Not at all.
What's that really say?
Our bun need love.
All one need love too. Yo, what the easier rat, I swear.
Let's see, what did Kimmy say? Everyone's definition of love is not the same. Some people give their partner bare bun.
Then go home and then
because they love them.
As they love them.
Exactly. So love is not easy, not at all. Because if that's what if your partner is saying this is love, me giving you bun and then coming home, and you know that's not the love that you want, but you still love this person, then that shows right there that it's some work that needs to be done. You can't just say, oh, this is how you love me by doing this. I accept it. No, not at all. Not at all. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, man, for real. All right, anything else I want to talk about, babes?
No, that's it.
All right.
That's it.
People that want to be a short one, we're going to cut it off now because we're going to hold some rest because kids them start school at morning.
Yes, we got a big day tomorrow.
No, I think already. You see me? It's too late for me even to do nothing on critics, you see me? So Dan Snapper said part of love is maintaining the relationship. If it was easy, majority of a marriage wouldn't end up in a divorce. A point taken there.
Yep.
That's what I say, point taken, you know?
Yep.
Sometimes people really have challenges even when they love each other.
Yeah.
You understand? And some people really just don't know or have, when I say don't know, some people just not have the right, approach, or some people just not willing to even say, yo, boy, I may have that one problem I'm done. And that sound like a real that, it seems like say, if you ever have a problem, let's say we don't know nothing about your relationship status and we are talking fictitiously here. See? And it's like if I ever have an argument in a relationship, it sound like it done. You see me? But love on the same way, man. You see me?
Right,
Blessings
true.
and manners, and we're gonna talk some more upon certain relationship topics and so forth. You understand me? Big up Rel and big up Natural Empress and big up
Wait,
Ebony
what
G.
Rel say? Oh, by the way, Tiara, I still wear my Joseph coat if any if
Rel said-
many colors.
Oh, by the I
Wear
still
your
wear my
mask.
Joseph coat in many colors. Wear your mask.
Okay, Rel.
Alright, well, Rel Swipe.
All right. Guys, we thank y'all for being here. Lauren's family, we about to go. We tired,
Yeah.
sleepy. The food is getting to me. Thank you, everyone that's here with the wrench. I'm not letting them take my colors. All right. All right, Rel.
Good night, guys. Thank you for putting some real time. You know the thing, though. I have to put in the work, we're back at it again tomorrow. I'm going to shut up some critics and Ray. Cassandra Bukale, just a forward, but we just a leave. You can go watch what the video still. You know the thing,
It's a short one.
Yeah, man. Big up on yourself, Yanni Baker, not everybody. Know the thing, go. Blessings and honor, glory and power. Why
Bye, y'all. Get some rest.
But I say why 75 out.
Well, follow us on the Wise Family 5
Yeah.
on Instagram, Facebook, and also YouTube if you're not already subscribed. Also follow me, Miss Peaceful Ambition, guys. From today to the 14th, I will be dropping a vlog, a live, or something about love. So if you guys want to hear my intake or see what I'm doing for the month, go ahead and check out Peaceful Ambition. All right?
Yeah,
Daddy
man.
Wise, go ahead and do your thing.
Make sure so go and check out Dancehall Critics. You said you don't know, I still a drop content. Not as consistent as mother want. Can I stretch out my time and everything.
Yeah.
So, but either way, I still drop content over there. Help me make it grow, said you see me. I don't know the thing go, but I appreciate just want to say manners and respect. And I hope you guys have a good night.
Yes. Pebbles, we're going to link you. We're going to link up soon. It's been too long.
Big up on yourself and we're out.